Hello, third graders. This is Mrs. Copeland, and I'm a math teacher in Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. I'm going to be helping you with third grade memory joggers. Let's take a look at Week 8, Day 2, Problem A. Write a multiplication and division equation to represent this array. We have a couple things we need to remember. Multiplication is adding equal groups, same size groups. Division is equal sharing or subtracting equal or same size groups. Multiplication and division are related. Let's take a look at this array to see what it means for multiplication and division to be related. First of all, an array has equal rows and equal columns. So let's take a look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal columns, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equal rows. So if we wanted to represent this using multiplication, we could say 7 rows with 6 in each row, or we could say 6 columns with 7 in each column. But how much is that equal to? An equation has an equal sign, an expression does not have an equal sign. An equation has an equal sign, and so we have to go ahead and figure out what this is equal to. So there's several ways that we could do this. We know that each row has 6 in it. So we could combine the rows to find out how many. We could say 6 and 6 is 12, another 6 and 6 is 12, another 6 and 6 is 12, and then we have this 1 6 all by itself. I'm just going to put it over just so I don't forget it. And then we could put our 12s together. 12 and 12 is 24, and maybe we'll just put this 12 and 6 together is 18. And now I have to combine the 12 and the 18, and that would give us 20 plus 10 is equal to 30, and 4 plus 8 is equal to 12, and so 30 plus 12 is equal to 42. So we know that inside this, if we were to count all of these squares, we could prove it by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. We could count all of them and see that there are 42 squares in there, but this is a faster way to do it by adding together. But there's actually an even faster way. If we were to break this array using the distributive property, so if we were to divide it into two smaller arrays, we can't always say start with 10, but since neither side is 10, there's no sense in starting with 10. So the next easiest number to figure out is 5. So if we were to break this 7 into 5 and 2, down here, up here we have 5 times 6 now, because there's still 6 in each row. So we know there are 30 squares in the top part, and we have 2 here with 6 in each row, and 12 in the bottom, and we've already figured that out here. 30 plus 12 is equal to 42. So it's another way. This would be the fastest way, 30 and 12, figuring out 5 and then adding the 2 more. So we know that there are 42 squares. 7 rows with 6 in each row is 42, or 6 columns with 7 in each column is 42. Now with division, we start with the total number. So we found that there is a total, I'm going to go ahead and write it like this, that there is a total of 42 in each column. So if we start with 42 and we divide by the number of rows, so we're saying there's 42, we're dividing by 7, and we're going to see how many are in each row. We can use the multiplication fact that we've already found. You probably already know the answer to this because multiplication and division are related. But what if you didn't? What if you were starting with division and you only had a division problem to solve, and you had to figure out 42 divided by 7? Well, the cool thing is you can still use an array. So you know if you've got to get 42 inside the whole array. And you know there's going to be 7 on one side. So what if I were to have 5? I can't start with 10 because 7 times 10 would be 70. That would be way too much. But I do know that 7 times 5 is 35. And that's still not quite enough because 42 minus 35 is going to be 7. So I still have 7 more after my 35. And now this looks like a really big space here, but just to get my last 7, I'm only going to need 1 row. Because once I have 1 times 7, that's 0. So now I have 35 and 7, and together that's 42. So what did I have to multiply by 7 to get to my 42? A total of 6. 5 and then 1 more group. So 42 divided by 7 is 6. Another way that you might solve this is to say 42 divided by 6. So this time you know the number of columns and not the number of rows. This is a way that you can use an array. You could have also used equal groups. So what if you had equal groups? Now we could pass these out into the equal groups with 42 in each group, but I don't recommend doing that because it would take a long time and it's very easy to make a mistake if you put one at a time, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's think about what we could do that would help us do this faster. Again, if we're dividing by 6, because we have 6 equal groups, we might start off by trying to put 40 in each, if we're dividing by 6, if we tried to put 10 in each group, we would already be at 60. So 10's too many. So my next best choice is 5. So what if we were to put 5 in each group? 5 times 6 is 30. So we know we still haven't gone over our 42. So 42 minus 30, because I've already put 30 in the groups, and now we still have 12 left. And I have 6 groups, so how many do I need to put in each group? If there's 12, I can put 2 more in each group and subtract my 12, and now all 42 are in a group. So you can see that each group has 7. So 42 divided by 6 is 7. Thank you, and if you have additional questions about this problem, please ask your classroom teacher.